It is exactly 30 years ago that I attended an event where I learned what I wanted to do the rest of my life. 30 years ago, if you do the math, was 1995. We heard that already a few times. At 1995, I was a young engineer, and I was working for a company running hydropower plants. And I had a boss who had quite some trust in me. He wanted that I shall help to make these hydropower plants remotely controllable. And I remember going on a business trip with him in a car. I was driving, he was sitting beside me. We entered that beautiful valley, sun was shining, snow on the mountaintops, and we went up to this particular hydropower plant. And he told me, Juergen, do you know what? We have ordered a semi-graphic HMI for this particular automation project, but we want to convince our supplier to deliver a full graphic HMI to us. This particular supplier has released a full graphic HMI a few weeks ago. So, what is actually this difference between a full graphic and a semi-graphic HMI? I'm sure that there are a few people here in the room who don't know what MS-DOS was, maybe. There was a possibility with the character sets of MS-DOS with 80 by 25 characters, with certain character sets, to create a single line diagram with symbols for disconnectors and circuit breakers and so on. I did not find a perfect picture with a single line diagram from that time, but I found this one. This is a ladder diagram from a PLC programming system from that time. And you also find the term MS-DOS somewhere here. So we were lucky that the supplier accepted our change request. He said, okay, yeah, we can supply you with this full graphic HMI. And this full graphic HMI, by the way, was built up on Windows 3.11. And in the company I worked for, there were no computer gurus, you know. So they needed to send somebody to do a training course. And this was, of course, me, because I was the youngest. And I traveled in late 1995. I traveled to Vienna to attend a course which had the name SAT 230 Win. And SAT, the company SAT, was at this time, I would say, a market-challenging energy automation firm. It came from Schrack automation technology, then it was renamed into Systeme for automation technology, and got some other brand names. But at this time, SAT was challenging. And at this time, what I learned in this training course was that SAT did not develop this particular software by themselves. They brand labeled a software from a company from the Sitzenheimer Straße in Salzburg, and the core brand was actually Zenon. And now, 30 years later, I'm standing here in front of you and trying to get somehow the curvature from a Windows 3.11 system to a topic which is actually quite new for me, for us, but we are doing that journey for quite a while. To be frank, since Zenon 12. And today we want to talk about Zenon 15. So what I'm talking about is platform independence, being able to provide alternatives to Windows, concrete Linux. And to give you a little bit of an overview why we would use Linux, I gathered 4 different arguments, but I would say if you Google it, there are many, many more. But one of it is its scalability. So you can find Linux in very small IEDs, but you can find them also in the largest computing centers you can imagine. And there is also a real-time alternative. The second thing is the possibility of integrating it into IT, OT environments. The ecosystem is just huge. What is also important for our customers is cost. So the license cost for Linux is typically a little bit lower than from other commercial operating systems. And as we are in the energy industry, we heard today transformers running in average 60 years, hardware running 25 years, software should run as long as possible. So also this is something that Linux can provide. And the fourth point is actually also, in my opinion, an economic reason. It is about security, but what brings Linux regarding security that other systems don't? So one thing is there are fewer patches, and when there are patches, you do not need to reboot. So you save time. So fewer patches save time, and no reboots saves time. There is a smaller attack surface, but what I also learned from our customers is that it is much, much easier to reach these certifications, for example, NERC-CIP. You can do it with commercial or with Windows, but it's not so easy. So you need more time.